Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. So, we're looking at the charts for the Bitcoin, TAFA, and chart analysis for Christmas Day. Now, chart analysis wise, nothing much has changed. Volume today was fairly low. It went down a little bit, but not too much. We remain somewhat bullish for the next week, although I don't expect a lot to happen the next week. It could oscillate within 3,000 points, but not much. The volume should be fairly low throughout the next week as people are on vacation. However, evil, sinister whales could take advantage of this low liquidity and really basically pump things up or dump things down really, really easily. That is yet to be seen, but they do that because whales are generally pretty evil, and they like to do evil things like that when people are least suspecting. So watch out for that, but I think there's only a small percentage of that actually happening. In terms of the numbers themselves, the oscillators on the daily, they're still all neutral. Stochastic is getting near oversold, but not oversold yet. Commodity channel index is positive, but not near 100 yet. Average directional index is actually a little weaker than it was the last few days. And the awesome oscillator is starting to move towards that 0 point and starting to wanting to cross zero, which would actually indicate positivity. Exponential moving for the 10 days. Obviously buy because we're above the EMA and the SMA, and the EMA is above the SMA, indicating positive momentum on the 10-day timeline. The 20-day timeline, you have we're above the SMA, the EMA is above the SMA, but however, we're below the EMA. But I think overall those signals do point to positive on the 20. Obviously, like 30, 50, 100, you're getting to a month, 2 months ago, and we're still negative on those. So that's what we're actually looking at right now. If you're looking for the next 2 weeks, next week or so, I don't see too much action. Actually, after the new year, I suspect we'll be starting to go up. But maybe like slightly a little bit upwards in the next week. It looks like where we're going by the technicals. In terms of the 1 week, the weekly charts, once again, buys and sells on the oscillators are pretty neutral. Stochastic and RSI are both neutral. Commodity channel index pretty neutral. Average directional index is very, very weak, so there's no trend actually forming. The exponential average on the 10 days and the 20 days are sell. The EMA is lower than the SMA on both, I believe, yes, and we're lower than the EMA. So like 10 and 20 weeks, that's moving a sell. But after you get back to half a year or more, it's obviously going to be a buy, as the middle of this year, which was much, much lower than we are now. So like I said, the lull we're experiencing right now is going to be shorter, and it's not nearly as severe as we were in the middle of the year. And that is because no one's kicking all the miners out. One more important thing on the daily, the 200 EMA is actually has transitioned to sell now, but we're only about 100 points off. So if we can actually close above 49,800, that would be more bullish than if we closed about 100 below. But I don't think it really matters all that much. Back to the weekly. Yeah, so if you're looking at 10 and 20 weeks, it is a sell signal. 30 weeks and above, buy signal. I don't really know how much that actually means. Once again, we need a couple more days of positivity to really move the 10 and 20 day averages. We need to be above 52,000 or 53,000 to move the 10 and 20 day averages, where we would have a weekly bull. So realistically, like, this basically conflicts a little bit with the daily in terms of the short-term trend, but not really that much. Like I said, like, the short-term trend for the next day or next week or so is fairly neutral, and we're looking for what happens after the new year, and anything can happen after the new year. But with all these things coming in, I do believe like the new year is going to be fairly positive. For the monthly, everything's a buy. The SMA for the 10 month is the closest to what we have right now, but we're still about 1,000 points above that. Well, 800 points above that, so that's good. The exponential moving average for the 10 months is 46,000, and we're well above that. If we close the year above like 46, 47,000, that'll be a fairly bullish signal, and it'll carry pretty well into next year. Fundamentals wise, I mean, nothing new. Christmas Day, obviously. Jack Dorsey is still a Bitcoin maximalist. And adoption is continuing to roll in. So I think it'll be a good year for Bitcoin next year, but not much to report over the holidays. Most people aren't trading anymore right now. And most people are on vacation, so I expect trading action to be fairly low unless the whales take advantage of it. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.